Hi, this is inspired by my friend Kiala, who's going to South Africa tonight for a surf competition, and it's a very long travel. So she has two balls, and I highly recommend just getting two myofascial release balls. They can be lacrosse, actually tennis balls are a little better than lacrosse balls. So that's usually the easiest, but if you have two balls, you can join in, and I'm pretending that I'm on the plane. So I have this chair, this office chair here. So, okay, so you're on the plane, and I am just leaning back here, and I have my two balls. And the first thing, this is just a little series you can do, and you'll have plenty of time, which is nice. But you can first cross over and put the balls in between your shoulder blades on either side of your spine. So you're just gonna, I like to cross it over, it's easier to get in there. And you'll see if you can just kind of rest your body. Now, because you're in a chair and you're not laying your whole body weight on the ground, which is how we normally, this is nice to do, it's going to be a little bit less, it's going to be a little more mild, but that's okay because it's still working. So what you'll do is you'll just kind of lean back. Now, depending on if you have some space on the side of you, you can lift one arm up at a time. You could even potentially do some little circles unless you have a close by neighbor, but you can do this. And if you want to be discreet about it, and pretend like you don't have the balls back there, you can just breathe in and kind of rest your body weight back to the balls. Just notice the feeling of it, and you just need to stay for a breath. So we'll bring the balls down a little bit. I use balls on the plane every single time. I don't think I could travel without them. And sometimes they fall and then they roll down. And so just make sure that they don't roll away. I have the balls lower in between the shoulder blades now, same thing. Just kind of leaning back. And if you want, you can move your arms a little bit up and down. This helps the gliding of all these, of the tissues that get adhered to each other. And we'll breathe. And really, since you're on the plane, you could actually stay with each spot for a good amount of time, even a couple minutes. For the purpose of this video, I just want to show you this series. So now we'll bring the balls farther down, and the spot that we're going to next is where the bottom of your bra strap would be, ladies, or heart rate monitor, so right around the rib cage. And you'll just kind of lean back into that on the plane, breathing, just melting into the ball, seeing if you can really bring your awareness and your attention into the sensation there, what you feel is melting. You don't have to really dig back there, just kind of let it be easy and mild. And then we'll bring the balls down a little bit farther. So we're going to right above the last rib. So if you kind of felt your side ribs here, you'll just place the balls there on either side of the spine. They're about an inch apart. And you'll just see if you can rest back into that. You can just let the arms be for this one. Taking a couple deep breaths into the ball. Again, letting it just be mild. You don't have to search or dig or try to push. We're just trying to give a little stimulus to these tissues. This can really help with some tightness from traveling a lot and prepare you for whatever adventure you're getting into. So we'll just stay for another breath. And this series can be done once or 5 times throughout your flight. We'll bring the balls down to the low back now, depending on the way that your chair is on the plane. You could, you might feel this and it might be really subtle, but you'll just kind of lean back. They're right in the low back, either side of the spine, right at that lumbar curve of the, right in your lumbar spine, right at that curve. And just kind of lean back into that. You can rock a little right to left. Again, you don't need to do much. Just the slight pressure is enough for this hydration of the tissues. Taking another breath. Okay, so that's that. The next one I want you to do is put the balls right above the sacrum. So they're right, almost close to each other. I'm going to show you where I'm talking about. So here's my sacrum here. The balls are just right above it. See how they're pretty close. They're almost touching. And you'll lean back into that. It's a really delicious one. If you want, you can just kind of rock a little bit. And see if you can just relax your arms and your neck. Okay, great. So the next thing you'll do is just kind of notice. That was just a nice stimulation down the line of the spine for the erectors, which is really helpful because the spine doesn't get any direct blood supply. So we're sort of promoting some hydration and fluidity in this whole area. Again, you can do that once or twice throughout the flight. You can even just linger in each spot for longer. So for this next one, what we're gonna do is actually put the ball under the center of the right butt cheek, and you'll see if you can sit on that ball, okay? And this is gonna have a little bit more, you'll feel this probably a little bit more just because your whole body weight's down. If you want, you could just stay there, and we're just gonna use one ball right now. If you want a little bit of an add-on, you can cross your right ankle over your left thigh for this. And I don't want you to try to go for a stretch here. In fact, we could do a stretch in a little bit, but because we have the ball there, all we're doing is just leaning, we're creating a little external rotation here. And we're just putting our body weight into the ball. And if you wanted a little more, you could lean your body over the ball to the right, but really you should probably just be able to feel this just as it is, and you're just resting there, the ball under the right butt cheek, your ankles crossed here, taking a breath in. And lingering with this one as long as you want. So we'll switch. Okay, and bringing, whichever ball to the other. So the spot roughly is, if you envisioned your butt cheek like a circle, right in the bullseye, right in the center there. You could stay. If that's enough, you can just stay. In fact, you can do this with both. You could put both. You could do two at the same time, which might be kind of feels good. Just depends on how that feels for you. So right now I have both balls under the center of the butt cheek, right in the center. So left ankle can cross right thigh. Oh, that's a little bit edgy there. You can lean into it and take a couple deep breaths. For me, I think I'm just a little bit tight there right now, but sure does feel good. Take a breath in. Again, we're not doing this figure four for a stretch. We're just creating a little external rotation to get into that rotator. Linger there as long as you like. And then maybe just, I'm going to help my own leg out, bring it back, stay. You don't need to do a lot of waggling around. You could just stay still. That's going to probably be the most productive and effective for these trigger points. Okay, and then we'll move the balls down toward the hamstrings. So we're just going to bring the balls right in the center of the hamstring, and they're a little bit higher up. So here's your cheek of your butt, and they're just kind of right here, right below that fold there where the glute meets the lower glute max meets the hamstring. And if you want, for this one, you can lean into it a little bit. And just breathing. It's nice to do this work on the plane because really you have tons of time, you don't feel in a rush, and it just feels very good. Okay, so after you linger there for a few moments, we'll bring the balls down on each hamstring 2 inches. So now they're almost in the center of the hamstring, and for this one you'll probably want to lean in a little bit. Okay, great. So you can do one more spot. So we're working toward right the center of the belly of the hamstring, right in the center. And you can adjust those a little bit. You just use your sort of intuition there with that. But right in the center of the belly of the hamstring, you could lean into it or you could lean back, whichever feels good. Taking a couple breaths. Great, so then you can just kind of sneak the ball somewhere. Maybe bring them back to the back area. If you just want to hang out with the balls there, you can. And we're going to return to this figure 4 without the balls under us so we can actually get a little bit of a stretch. If you feel the stretch just in this shape, stay. And if you need to, well, I gotta kind of sneak my ball somewhere else, you can lean into it this time. So almost just like you're folding forward over this figure 4. You don't really need to flex the right toes. You can if that helps your leg feel more stable. But I'm just kind of relaxing into this, leaning into this for the right hip. Georgie, no, go lay down. Take a breath in. Georgia says hi. Take a breath out. Good girl, go lay down. And again, you're on the plane. You might as well just hang out with this one side for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then we'll switch. So left ankle comes right above the right knee and you'll lean into it, taking a couple deep breaths. And then you can kind of come out of it and you might want to just do a seated meditation to receive it in. I have my ball snuck under my legs a little bit. Georgie, no more. So that's the series. I wanted to just show you the series so that you can do it on your own on the plane. And here's a couple of tips. One is sometimes it's easy, and I notice this sometimes with some students in the class. Georgie, quiet, please. Shh, go lay down. Go lay down. Rather than just moving the balls all over the place, all these different locations, just stay with each spot for a little while and just give it some time to soak in there. That's one tip. The other tip is rather than really digging into the ball, see if you can just try to relax your tissues, relax your mind, use it as a meditation. And Missy. So that is all. I just wanted to show you some little ideas to do with the balls on the plane. Hope you enjoy that and have a good flight. Bye.